So, it's a fair question to ask, what is the definition of success? And my definition for success for a psychic detective is providing psychic information that specifically leads police to a missing person or a suspect. Not just vague generalizations of this and that, information that leads to a specific person. Now that bar, and I've had long debates about that, and in the third part of my talk, I'll discuss the best case for psychic detectives, in which I had a long and rather animated and somewhat heated argument / discussion debate with someone about that criterion, because he felt that criterion is too high. He said that's ridiculous. You can't judge psychics on whether they catch people or find missing persons. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Oh, okay, so what is your criterion? His criterion is again, did they provide information that was correct? I'm thinking, no, that's not a good criterion, because if a person goes missing, let's say that a young woman is abducted, and most likely, let's say, for example, it may be a serial killer or something. Well, most serial killers are male, just a fact. So if you have reason to suspect a serial killer, if you suggest that the killer is male, that's not psychic. That's going by the numbers. That's actually quite likely. So what you find is that psychic detectives provide the illusion of success. They provide the appearance of success and validity mostly by giving sort of general information. And it's the same thing with Nostradamus' prophecies. Instead of being predictions, they're postdictions. That is, they come true after the fact. So, for example, a psychic will say, well, there's a missing person, and she'll be found near water, and there's something having to do with stone, and there's a 5 or a 3, and maybe it's near Highway 35 or 53, or 5 divided by 3, and they throw all this stuff out, and then when the body's found, it was near water. There's a creek a mile away, and it was near Stone Road, or it was next to some stones, or someone there was stoned. I don't know. But seriously, I mean, you laugh, but I'm telling you, I've heard people give me this, and I'm thinking, no, this is not working. And what's fascinating to me is that even if, let's just say that I'm wrong about this, and that the numbers and evidence is wrong about this, that psychic detectives do exist, and they can do what they claim. The problem is that it's not useful. Even, let's just say that the next time a psychic comes up with information and says, the body will be found here and there, and the criterion that I gave you, using the information that we have now, that's not useful. It doesn't lead, even if you're right, the body will be found near, that's all well and good. If it doesn't lead police to the body, or if it doesn't lead police to the suspect, it's worthless. It does the family of the missing person no good whatsoever to say, your poor missing 14-year-old daughter, she's going to be found near some trees and rocks. That does you no good at all. It's worthless. If that information led someone right to it, then that's useful. But otherwise, what's the point? Why bother? And so I've gone into this sort of back and forth. But let me give you a quick example of one of my favorite psychic detective case studies. And I had actually written this up in Skeptical Inquirer a couple years back. It was a case of Wasson and Walters. And I'll just read this to you because it's faster than me summarizing. 2 elderly women, Ada Wasson and Mary Ellen Walters, left their Warren County, Ohio retirement home on April 19, 2007 for a day of shopping at a local mall. They never arrived. Days turned into weeks and months with no clue as to their fate. Their car was missing, their credit cards hadn't been used, and no one had reported seeing them at all. No family members were called. The police were puzzled, and the families were desperate. The case was widely publicized. And again, this is in Warren County, Ohio, local, these 2 elderly women, what happened to them. And of course, it garnered the attention of the local media, and of course, where the media is, the psychics will follow. And the psychics immediately began, and again, this is very typical of what happens, is that there will be a missing persons case that's publicized in the media, and the psychics will come out of the woodwork, giving information to police, giving information to families, giving information to whoever they can find. And on rare occasions, the family members will seek out psychics. That happens on occasion. I don't know of any cases where the police have gone to a psychic specifically. There have been times when police know psychics and they sort of initiate it, but I don't know of any cases, and there may be some, but I don't know of any cases where the police are saying, we're baffled, let's go talk to a psychic. Far more often, the detectives are trying to figure out and sort through what's going on here, and they're fielding phone calls left and right from people who say, I have a vision about where this person is, I have an idea, I have ideas or numbers, whatever else. And I was interested in the case, and I first heard about it because I read this headline. I'll just read it backwards. Psychic aids in search for missing women. I'm thinking, interesting. Psychic aids in search for missing women. I hadn't heard that. Sort of like, with Alison Dubois. I hadn't heard that. Interesting. This is how these things come to me. So I'm thinking, well, apparently, according to WYMT Kentucky, there's a psychic helping with investigation. I as someone who researches these things, I need to dig into this. And I quickly realized that, in fact, again, this is very typical of what happens, and it's exactly headlines like this that contribute to the public's belief that psychics help, because it says right there, psychic aids in search. I mean, this is the actual headline. Psychic aids. I mean, that's psychic helps out here. What they mean is the psychic gave information to. And of course, until the person is found, there's no way to know whether it helped or not. Psychic says the missing person's on the moon. Well, yeah, I don't know. Is that helpful? We don't know. The person hasn't been found. There's no way to know if this headline is true. So I see that, and I started looking into it, and it turns out that psychics have been contacted, the police in the Wadden and Walters case, the two elderly women, they've been contacted by 30 psychics over the course of 6 months. They sent maps, they sent audio tapes, they sent dream journals, they sent sketches, they sent numbers, they sent letters, emails, etc. One woman said that the numbers 42 and 27 would help out. If the police just do something with 22 and 47, that will lead them to them. One woman said that the missing women were 5 miles from where they were last seen. One woman said to search the Ohio River. There is a stretch there. Okay, all right. Good luck with that. Another person said that they were within 300 feet of a rural white church. All right, well, what's a rural white church? Is it a church that's white? Is it a place where white people go? 300 feet is just any white church? I mean, where do you go with this?